What's up, everybody? Well, I got another Steam Deck OLED gameplay video for you guys today, and today we're gonna try out Path of Exile 2. Well, possibly. It might be one of those games where it's still like you're in a queue for like 20 hours or whatever. That happened to me with Diablo as well when it first came out. Like all of them. At least all the current ones. I can't remember what happened. I'm sure with Battle.net back in the day, I'm sure I couldn't get into Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction, Diablo 2, or any of that shit when it first came out either. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but if it does, well, then I'll probably only be able to get a couple of these done today. I wanted to get all of them done, but you can want to do something all you want. You don't always get what you want, but I'm gonna try my damnedest to get these done. But in any case, let's stop blabbing and let's go see if we can even get in, or for all we know, this is another one of those games that just can't be played on the Steam Deck due to anti-cheat or whatever. So, we'll find that out real quick, won't we? So, let's not waste any more time. Get it hooked up with the cap shooter. Let's go find out.
Alright, so we're just gonna do the stock settings first. And then we'll also try just turning almost everything down to low as well. Just in case, because it might run good where we are now, but it might not run good everywhere. But alright, let's go hop into the game and let's see how it does. Here we are in the very beginning of the game. So let's just play the game a little bit. Then after like 2 or 3 minutes, we'll lower the settings.
I'm glad to see another living soul. The miller went off to warn Clearfell about a strange sickness plaguing our men. Now, all those who drowned in the flooding, so I would appreciate it if you could... Reach Clearfell.
I'm kind of surprised that one dude didn't get bit and turned into a zombie.
Miller.
Although who knows, maybe if I stuck around he would have.
Death comes swiftly here. I should keep moving. Scum!
I'm not really used to playing these games with a controller either. Although by the time I get to my main computer, I'm so used to using the controller and haven't played any other game, I started not knowing how to play. And then I found out it doesn't even set up your stuff. You have to go and set up your skills when you change to the keyboard and mouse. So I kind of got owned. That's okay, I figured it out eventually, but that's not until the main computer anyway.
Inspiring.
But in any case, I think this is a great opportunity to go ahead and tone things down. Alright, now we're basically just going to turn almost everything down to low. Besides texture, we're not really running out of VRAM, so it basically said turning that down is basically pointless. But alright, now let's go ahead and just run around, get a little gameplay, and we'll see how it does. Well, now here we go. Everything basically on low now. Seems to be getting a little bit better FPS. Doesn't mean it's going to everywhere though, of course. I'm hoping I can get to a town. If I remember correctly, I do, and that's where it kind of falls flat on its face. It doesn't seem to be too bad out in, you know, the place you're going to fight stuff. But then again, I haven't seen any giant mobs of like 30, 40 creatures either on screen. So once that starts happening, it might also drop down under 30. Who knows? But so far, it hasn't crashed or done anything goofy yet.
The first step on my chosen path.
Alright, a passive point, you say? Which one to go with? Probably the damage, I would imagine. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. Do not like those damn porcupine crabs. Only I can have range, damn it. Alright, not really useful, but I guess I'll just put them on for now. Just because it adds armor. I don't really need the strength, obviously. But now, let's move on. Alright, now for some camera recorded gameplay. Now, obviously, it still can't stay at a constant 60, and there's probably some spots where it might even drop under 30 later on. Obviously, I'm not playing through the whole entirety of the game, as I often say. Actually, no, I think I've already been that way. I gotta go this way, don't I? There we go.
The sickness controls him.
Oh shit, I wasn't expecting those last.
Die once more.
bore the mark of corruption. I know it.
Alright, let's see what it's like in town.
Here, there is a small trace of hope in the air.
Yeah, see? In town, you only get like 20 FPS.
You're skilled with the violence, but I've no fear. This place is some I'll smith for you what I can, if you're willing to bend your violence toward our defense.
Nope, I thought so. Yeah, don't really need any of that stuff.
There's a beast of particular dark power stalking us out in the valley. It moves unseen under the dirt and attacks without warning. We can't leave the walls to find food, and I've been unable to corner and slay the beast myself. Now, if you could channel your violence against this devourer, as Finn calls it, we'd be indebted to you.
His burden is
Alright.
heavy. He hides it well.
Don't know if I actually have to hit that to do it, but
Welcome to the camp of the lost,
that's
stranger.
how Diablo works.
All this began the night Count Gino took his most loyal men into the Grellwood. After he returned, a madness grew in him. Something happened out there. Please, I beg of you, travel into the forest and begin your search. There must be some clue as to what took place. I fear this land's sickness will only deepen unless we do something. Her mind tends to wander. She reminds me of one of my sisters.
It's a proclamation. Well, is that everybody to talk to already? Doesn't seem to be a very large town, obviously. Ah.
Flame Wall ignites enemies when caught in it. Ice Nova can chill. Frost Bomb pulses with ice. Spark projectiles.
Yeah, we already have
frost-
that.
Ice. Flame Wall ignites enemies when caught in it. Any
Ice Nova sounds pretty cool. Alright. And actually, shit, we've already been playing for like 6 minutes. We might as well go wrap this video on up. Well, alright guys, that's a wrap for Path of Exile 2 on the Steam Deck OLED. And it definitely gets playable FPS most of the time, but I'm glad I tried turning the settings down. The stock settings definitely would have been like down to probably like 4 FPS in town or something like that. Even the all low settings and whatnot, basically, still couldn't get us, you know, playable FPS everywhere in town. And even when we were getting playable FPS, it was just barely at like 30, 35. But if you can put up with that, at least it seems pretty playable around here. Now, since I haven't played through the the whole game. Of course, there could be even harder to run places in way bigger towns, I'm assuming. So, and those ones you're probably gonna be in like the 20s or maybe even the teens. So again, if you can put up with that, you can go ahead and play it on your Steam Deck. But at least when you're out fighting monsters and stuff, it doesn't seem to be getting that bad FPS. But I've only experienced a very little of what the game has to offer, so I'm not even gonna sit there and say you're gonna get playable FPS everywhere outside of town, because you might find places you're only getting like in the teens and 20 FPS just being outside fighting monsters or something. There could be huge mobs of like 50, 60 creatures coming at you later on in the game, and then that could be like, oh, nope, I can't handle that, says the Steam Deck. So I would still say though, for most people, you'll probably get pretty playable FPS at least 85 to 90% of the time. But towns are gonna suck, and there might be some places out in the wilderness that also might suck. But then again, anyone with a Steam Deck knows that it's got some limitation. It's not the most powerful thing in the world. So I'm just happy it can actually run the game and not have it crash every 5 seconds or, you know, have any weird wonky stuff going on with it. But seemed to be pretty decent in that regard. Yeah, I wished it could get a little more FPS and just get a solid 60, but most of the time with newer games that come out, you can't just do that on the Steam Deck. It's not a 60 FPS machine. Now, if you want to play older games and indies, then sure, a lot of those can get 60. But even then, some of those can't even do that. I remember I did The Long Drive, and I did not like that game very much. And that game's about as indie as it gets. Doesn't make it a bad game by any means. Just putting that out there. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys for this particular video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.